Founder of APPi or YouAPPi.com. Moshe, he's currently out there in Israel. He's got 130 people based all around the world, 30 folks specifically in R&D. First year, they did about 250 grand in revenue. They made that because they take 30% of the total kind of ad volume that they process. So they process about $1 million their first year. Fast forward to 2016, they're killing it. Over $250 million, specifically about $320 million processed through their very interesting and proprietary ecosystem of publishers and consumers that they've built in consumer profiles. Of that $320 million, they keep about, again, 30%, so $80 million. The rest they pay back out to all of their great publishing partners. Who knows? Maybe they'll be going public soon, and Moshe will have you back on.
This is The Top, where I interview entrepreneurs who are number one or number two in their industry in terms of revenue or customer base. You'll learn how much revenue they're making, what their marketing funnel looks like, and how many customers they have.
I'm now at $20,000 per talk.
5 and 6 million. He is hell-bent on global domination. We just broke our 100,000 units sold mark.
And I'm your host, Nathan Latka. Many of you listening right now don't have time to listen to every B2B SaaS CEO that I've interviewed. If you want to get access to the database I've created with year-over-year growth rates, customer counts, margins, and many, many other data metrics and data points, you can go to getlatka.com. Here's the thing, though. That database, I keep it to myself. It's so freaking valuable. And to preserve the quality of the data and make sure that the people that have access to it have a true advantage, I'm only letting 10 companies on each month. So we're full this month, but you can go to getlatka.com to get on the waiting list for next month. And look, there's big people on the waiting list. I mean, the biggest VCs you've ever heard of. You've probably heard of them. They're big, private equity, billions and billions under management. So it's an impressive waiting list. Go get on now at getlatka.com. This is episode 771. Coming up tomorrow morning, you'll learn from Jeremy Haynes. This is the guy that Grant Cardone and others have spent a lot of money on to get a 100 million person social following. Hello, everyone. My guest today is Moshe Vaknin. He has been dreaming about his company, YouAPPi, since he bought his first iPhone 3. After a long and successful career leading companies such as AT&T and Vocal Tech, he founded 3 successful startups before founding YouAPPi. As the CEO of the company, he brings vast experience in the advertising, publishing, and affiliate marketing fields, fortifying him with the ability to identify opportunities and transform them into reality and lead global teams. Moshe, are you ready to take us to the top?
Absolutely, I'm ready.
Okay, very good. Tell us what the company does. What is YouAPPi?
Actually, YouAPPi is a platform that enables users, publishers, and app developers to solve the growing challenge of offering an appropriate mobile apps to users. So we facilitate all the process to recommend apps to users who are looking for relevant apps to big brand advertisers that are looking to promote their mobile apps and getting high valuable users to their business.
Okay, give me a real example of how this works. Use Candy Crush, since everyone knows Candy Crush.
Yeah, Candy Crush is it's a really good example, and by we do really promote Candy Crush as an example. For example, King is looking for high quality users.
King is the creator of Candy Crush, guys.
Exactly. King is the creator, is the app developers of King Crush. And they're looking for high-quality users for Candy Crush. What do you mean high-quality users? Users will download the app, become players, but also pay and make purchases. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense for King to invest, drive in so many users for that app. So YouAPPi his goal is really to find these users that most likely will make purchases using Candy Crush. And all of this process is very complicated because you have to find these kind of users out of millions of users that play in the games. Try to find them that have a good chance to pay and become really high quality users for King, and those users will recommend them to use Candy Crush. This way will help King obviously have a better ROI and optimize their investment into user acquisitions for their app. That's the key challenge, and it's a bit complicated to do it over time to have this kind of growth and drive them more and more high-quality users to their game. So that's the challenges that YouAPPi does.
So, Moshe, I understand how you might go make a phone call to King and land Candy Crush as a new customer. What I don't understand is how and where you're getting the data for potential customers to then send them to download their app. Tell me about that side of the marketplace.
Perfect. YouAPPi has an agreement about 4,500 app developers as a publishers, as an inventory source. Big companies like Cheetah Mobile, Pandora, and other this kind of type big publishers, we have kind of relationship with them. We have an integration, even through either through an API or an SDK. Now, through this interface, we'll learn a lot about the data. We keep privacy. We don't know what the users are there, but we do learn about their purchasing habit, about what do they like mostly.
How do you learn that?
We learn, for example, we recommend to some users shopping apps, and we'll realize that some of the users really don't care about shopping app, for example. So we categorize these users don't like shopping apps. Then recommend them gaming apps, and we'll see if they respond. We'll then recommend them entertainment, communication apps. That's over time, we obviously learn their behavior and what they're looking for. It's based on recommendation engines and predictive analytics. It's if you look at on the console that Amazon has done, there's a good similarity.
Yep. Let me pull this just down just to make sure I understand it clearly. So one of your partners, you said, is Pandora, right? Where you can listen to music online. Is that right? Yeah. So what you do is you have an agreement with Pandora where you get access to basically see that when Nathan opens Pandora, you can show me Candy Crush or a shopping app, and you'll over time see that I'm never clicking any of these gaming apps. So then you stop showing me those. You try me on shopping apps. You try me on travel apps. You try me on other apps until you get a hit, and then you show me more of that stuff. Is that accurate?
Exactly. Once I'm understanding your behavior of action, your behavior of purchasing habits, will categorize you as a user that actually likes certain things, and will continue to recommend you to use different apps. And all is focused really on mobile apps.
Got it. And do you use my IP address to track me across your different publishing partners? Do you have a way to link that data or no?
No, we don't. We really keep that very privacy. The only thing we know is your device ID. We know this user, or we don't know who's the user. It's 100% privacy protection. It's just knowing the device ID, so we can identify the source of the user. That's it.
But what that means is, like, if I use two of your different publishing partners, let's say Pandora and Fortune magazine, I'm making that up, you would have to show me and run tests on both of those things. In other words, you wouldn't know if I'm on Fortune that I ignored all the shopping apps on Pandora, so you still might show me shopping apps on Fortune, right? Which is not valuable for you. Is that accurate?
As long as you are within our publishers network, and we identify our device ID, we recommend you. We have some knowledge about it, and we recommend you, obviously.
Okay. Yes, so that makes more sense. Network. If you have them in your network, you can track me using my device ID so that you're not showing me stuff that you know I don't like across your different publishers. Is that accurate?
Exactly.
Got it. Okay, how do you make money?
Big advertisers like King or Amazon, etc., they're paying us per install. Okay. Every time user download an app and install and open the app, they pay us money. Now, they pay us the money based on KPI. It's a very clear. Every big advertisers in mobile today, they have KPI. They want to reach that KPI target. So it's not enough to have an install and user open the app, but we have to reach the KPI. So we work very close with the big advertisers, getting from them this feedback so we can optimize for them to reach that KPI.
Yep. So what is I'm curious kind of what the delta is. Let's talk, don't name a specific one because then you probably couldn't share it, but let's say these ride sharing companies. On average, what do they like to pay per install compared to a gaming company that wants to install, like a Candy Crush kind of thing?
Yeah, for example, these ride sharing companies, it really varies based on which country. So
US. Let's say US.
Let's say USA. They're probably willing to pay $12, $14 per every first ride.
Okay. So it's not just CPI, cost per install. They'll actually tie it to the KPI, cost like per first ride.
Exactly.
So you have to drive X amount of installs to get one new ride taken.
Exactly. That's what matters. I mean, in other words, if you download 20 times and you will not make any ride, it will be really very expensive for the advertiser. But if you drive the number of installs that actually reach that KPI, advertisers will like it and continue to use your inventory to expand the business.
Got it. So a ride-sharing company, we won't name names like Uber or Lyft because we don't want to disclose that information, but those kinds of companies will pay between $12 and $20 cost per first ride. You then have to do the math and say, well, hey, ride-sharing company, what's your conversion rate from install to first ride? Let's say they tell you 10%. You have to drive 10 customers, right, using that $12 to $20 they're willing to pay. What if you look at the numbers and and you say, this isn't going to work. I can't get you installs that cheaply.
You're absolutely right. By the way, it happens a lot of the time that we have advertisers that give us some KPI and the KPIs cannot be achieved. So we share with them the data very transparency, and then we come up with new numbers. So because there is kind of a bar or benchmark in the industry, what kind of KPIs you need to achieve. And so we share this data with the advertisers, and they adjust accordingly.
Yep. Okay. So let's say that one of these ride-sharing companies pays $20 because you just gave them, their first ride. How much do you keep, and how much do you pay the publisher partner that found that first, ride download, per consumer?
We're very transparent because everything really is done automatic through our platform. We paid 70% of our revenue to the publishers.
Okay, got it. So of the $20, you're going to send about $14 to the publisher and keep $6 for yourself.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay. And so let's go back here and get more of your backstory. What year did you launch the company in?
I'm sorry?
What year did you launch the company in?
It was late 2011.
And how much revenue did you do your first year?
First year was, I think, $250,000, something like that.
That's not bad. Now, is that advertising revenue processed or your cut?
No, just our cut.
Okay, got it. So you did. Okay, got it. Okay, your cut. So if I so that's only 30%, right? You give the other 70% out. Got it. So you did. What is that number? So you did about $1 million in total, kind of spend through your platform. You kept about $250.
Exactly.
Got it. And then so fast forward to 2016, what has that grown to?
Obviously, it's close to 80 million.
80 million is what you keep, or that's what you've processed?
Yeah, what we keep, yeah.
Oh, God, wow, that's amazing. Okay, so 80 million is what you keep, which means you're doing what, way over $250 million in terms of total money processed through your platform.
Perfect, exactly.
And have you bootstrapped or have you raised capital?
No, we've raised close to $20 million.
Mm-hmm. And why did you make that decision?
To raise funds?
Yep.
I mean, we had to. It's like, we had to invest building the platform. We have about 30 people R&D. Total number of employees, we have 130 people.
Okay.
It's a global company. We have 10 offices, and we're investing in technology. That's why we need to have the money, although the company is profitable. And but still, we are ongoing investing in our technology to, first of all, launching new products on top of our platform in order to support it.
Interesting. And what is how do you, I see things on your website, like you've kind of built these different engines, like One Run and some things like that. I mean, is there a SaaS model here as well? Can other people pay a monthly fee for access to these little kind of widgets you're building, or no? No. It's really our own platform.
Think about like Google, Facebook, Amazon. It's our own platform. We use our platform. We manage it. So we allow to advertisers and publishers get connected, but we facilitate the entire transaction process. Mm-hmm. There's no SaaS or white label. It's really our business model is our platform.
If Activision comes today and offers you 5 times your annual revenue, do you sell to them? So it'd be $40 million or $400 million bucks?
I think at the moment, First of all, they offer 5 times the gross revenue. We might think about it.
Yep.
But quite honestly, we have really good momentum right now. We don't want to sell before 2019, or we think more going public. It's a more accurate path for us. Because we see so much room to grow, there's no need to rush really to anywhere.
I'm sure you've already done research here because your numbers are getting up there. In your opinion and in your advisor's opinion, what do you have to get to in terms of revenue and growth and metrics to actually IPO?
I think from what the numbers we've got is to reach above 120 net and become profitable, which we are already since last year. So, and I think it's going to stay this way the entire year.
You mean you said 120 million in net revenue or gross revenue?
I think gross.
Yeah, gross.
So that should be enough. And I believe mid of next year will be much really advanced to that. But we'll be well positioned, and hopefully, the IPO market has to be really favorable, mm-hmm. which is not the case today.
Yep.
Especially for ad tech companies. So hopefully this one, this part of the formula will get better. You can be a good company if the market,
Yep.
they're very depressed, is not going to help.
Yep. And where are you based? Where's your headquarters?
Actually, our headquarters is really in the Bay Area,
Okay.
but I always say my base is really in the airplane.
Where are you now? Because people can see this YouTube video.
Now I'm in Israel.
Very cool.
The R&D is in Israel, and I'm still close to the R&D. I like to make sure that's the reason, but I go back and forth to the USA, and we have a big office in China, big office in Indonesia. So we're pretty global. We have 10 offices, so I have to be all around,
Who would you say your top two competitors are?
I think our top two competitors is AppLovin and Aerosource.
Aerosource and AppLovin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think both are good companies, and they've done a really good job. And definitely, we compete and also, cooperate together. So,
guys, big news. Last month was a huge month for the company I recently acquired, which was www.thetopinbox.com. I liked the company so much when I met the person who created it. It lets you send emails later on Gmail, set up reminders like snooze almost to keep your inbox clean, do things like send auto follow-ups, and do open tracking so you know when your emails get opened. It's great if you're in sales or CEO or trying to be more productive. So listen, I bought the whole company on the spot, and I want to tell you how I did it. I've showed the deal, by the way, to big, smart people, private equity firms, VCs, and they're dumbfounded. They go, Nathan, how did you do this? We've never seen a deal like this. How did you do this? So I did an unbelievable deal, and I want to show you the income report. So for me to send you the income report, go to www.thetopinbox.com, click the red button that says install this on Gmail. And when you do that, my email will appear. It'll appear in a little Gmail pop-up window. Send me an email and I'll reply immediately with the income report. And you can see how I'm buying and growing small B2B SaaS companies. That's www.thetopinbox.com. Totally free to try and use. www.thetopinbox.com. Yep. Very good. Moshe, let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
Actually, my favorite business book, it's, I wrote a book.
Well, tell us. What is it?
The book you can find it on Amazon, by the way, called My Journey to Justice.
We'll look it up. Link to it in the show notes, all right? Number 2, Moshe, is there a CEO that you're following or studying currently?
Actually, Jeff Bezos. He's really a great man and built an amazing company. Everybody obviously knows Amazon, and I like them. I see them as a model, and obviously Jeff Bezos is the man. Number 3, is there a favorite online tool you have, like HostGator? I'm using WhatsApp like crazy. Yep. My people who work for me, they tell me I'm driving them crazy because I use a lot of groups creating for every subject. But I really love it. It's simple and straight to the point. Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night? Oh, that's this is our problems, as you know. Yep. I don't know. I really, it's maybe 4 hours a night. It's, wow. And what's your situation? Are you married, single? Do you have kids? No, actually, I have a spouse. I have 3 kids. Oh wow. Okay. So yeah, but they're growing up, so everything is good. I don't neglect them. And how old are you, Moshe? I'm 56 years old. Okay. Last question. Take us back 36 years. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew? Never give up. 26, yeah. Never give up. Never give up. When you see an obstacle, I'm sure you're going to overcome it, but don't be excited because there will be other obstacles along the way. So, so never give up. That's the formula. There you guys have it from the founder of Appy or YouAPPi.com, Moshe. He's currently out there in Israel. He's got 130 people based all around the world, 30 folks specifically in R&D. First year, they did about 250 grand in revenue. They made that because they take 30% of the total kind of ad volume that they process. So they process about $1 million their first year. Fast forward to 2016, they're killing it. Over $250 million, specifically about $320 million processed through their very interesting and proprietary ecosystem of publishers and consumers that they've built in consumer profiles. Of that $320 million, they keep about, again, 30%, so $80 million. The rest they pay back out to all of their great publishing partners. Who knows? Maybe they'll be going public soon, and Moshe will have you back on. Thank you for taking us to the top. Not a problem. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. If you enjoyed today's episode with Moshe Venkman, go back and listen to Sergey yesterday. He did the world's largest ICO with $53 million raised, really leading the crypto space.